Hi guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. I left you with a cliffhanger, so I'm sure you're um, waiting to find out what's going to happen. Because I think the last line that we read, Ava asked the pencil, does my mom have cancer? And the pencil said yes. So who knows what's going to happen today. I also am wearing my Broncos sweatshirt for Western Michigan University. I was watching on the news this morning, and they're kind of struggling with enrollment. So go Broncos when you get there. Anyway, so chapter 23 is titled The Appointment. You know, your jeans would last longer if you don't throw them in the wash every other day. Ava jumped about a mile, but Mom didn't even notice. She walked right back through Ava's open door and was piling folded laundry onto the closet shelves. When Mom turned around, Ava couldn't stop staring. Where where was it? Where was the cancer? In her brain? In her lungs? And like in the neighbor, Mr. Groves, who died last year? But Mrs. Groves was a smoker. Mom didn't do that. Could she still have lung cancer? Mom dropped a pile of socks on Ava's dresser, then held out a piece of paper. Here's your permission slip for the field trip on Monday. At first, Ava just stared at that. Her mom shook the paper. Ava took it and looked down at the cheerful signature ending her, sending her to her doom. Where'd you get this? She'd been so careful not to leave it around. Mr. Avery emailed it to me. He thought you might have misplaced yours. Mom gave her a pointed look. You know how we feel about these things, Ava. All you need to do is try. I know you're nervous, so I told Mr. Avery I'd come along to chaperone. I think it sounds like fun anyway. If it's awful, you can sit out on the more difficult courses and read. Okay? I promise. Ava stared at her mom again. Mom couldn't go on the field trip. She couldn't be climbing around in the trees. She was so sick. Only she didn't even know about it. Ava's eyes drifted from the top of her mother's head down her tall, lean body. She looked so healthy. Maybe the pencil was wrong. It was wrong about Jason liking Sophia. Oh, please, please, please let it be wrong about this, Ava thought. Why are you looking at me like this? Sorry, I was just thinking. I might have zoned out, Ava shrugged. She tried to look at her mom's face, tried to keep from scanning her body as if she could make the cancer light up and show herself. Do you feel okay? Ava blurted. Yes. Why? What's wrong? Are you really this worked up about a field trip? Ava shook her head. She needed to know if Mom felt anything unusual, but she couldn't ask that. I asked how you feel because you look tired. I'd be less tired if you and Marcus would wear your clothes more than 10 minutes before you put them in the wash. Sorry, Ava said. Thanks for the permission slip. Yeah, I know you really mean that, Mom laughed and squatted down next to her desk. Remember, you are not only really smart and super kind and fast, something like that. Anyway, you're pretty brave, Bunny, too. Ava felt a lump in her throat. That quote, or something like it, was from an Easter book she and Mom used to read. The Country Bunny and the Little Gold Shoe. Easter was 5 months away. Would Mom even be here then? The lump in Ava's throat swelled up and tears spilled out of her eyes. Oh, honey. Mom wrapped her in a hug. I can tell you're having a tough day, but everything's going to be fine. No, it wasn't. Mom, but Mom didn't know why, and Ava couldn't tell her. All she could do was cry. Finally, Ava got her sobs under control, and Mom gave her one more squeeze before she stood up. You're going to be fine, and I mean it. I'll be there for you on the field trip day, okay? Ava nodded. She knew she'd start crying again if she tried to talk. Mom started to leave. Ava held on to the armrest of her chair. She wanted to jump up and tackle Mom and have Dad rush her to the hospital. But what would she say? My pencil says you're sick. Mom pulled the door closed behind her and Ava turned back to the pencil. She needed to think. She needed more information. Ava took a deep breath, her hand trembling as she wrote, "What kind of cancer does my mom have?" "Breast cancer," the voice said. Ava wanted to throw up. She had to tell Mom about the pencil so she could go to the hospital and get help. But what if Mom didn't believe her? What if she wouldn't even try the pencil for herself? Ava looked down at the thing. It didn't look even a little bit believable. It was a weird, too bright blue color, and now it was getting stubby from all the sharpening. When Ava needed was for Mom to go to the doctor and find out on her own. This was how people were supposed to find out they were sick. There must be some test they could do for breast cancer. Ava didn't have to tell Mom about the pencil or the cancer. She just had to get her to go to the doctor. Mom believed doctors. So she'd do it, what they'd say. She could get better without the pencil getting involved at all. There was a kind of cancer that they could treat on Boston Med. Most of it wasn't. And people lost their hair with all the treatment, and they died anyway, and everybody cried. Ava's eyes burned with tears. No, she wiped them with her sleeve and grabbed the pencil. Is my mom's cancer the kind that kills people really fast no matter what? The pencil didn't answer. How could it ignore her question at a time like this? It would probably tell her that stupid cancer has free will too. Ava stood up and swallowed hard. The lump in her throat didn't go away, but she took a deep breath and went down to the kitchen. Mom, what's up? Mom was scrubbing a brownie pan in the sink as if everything was just fine, as if she didn't have cancer somewhere eating away at her. Have you been to the doctor lately? Not in a while. Mom put the brownie pan upside down on the counter and tossed Ava a dish towel. How come? She started loading silverware into the dishwasher. Ava picked up the pan and started drying. Just wondering. We were talking in health class about how, when you get older, you should go for checkups more often. There was a fleck of burned brownie stuck in one corner of the pan. Ava scraped at it with her fingernail and tried to make her voice sound unusual, but her heart was pounding in her chest, like to get screened for cancer and stuff. Do you do that? Well, sure. How often? Once a year. Is the year coming up soon? Ava blurted. Actually, I think it's next week. Mom started to look up at the calendar over the sink, but then she turned and looked at Ava. Why are you asking me this? Have you been watching Boston Med again? No, I told you we were talking about it in school. Ava turned, grateful to have the brownie pan to put away so she could hide her watery eyes. And they told us to remind our parents. It's homework. There. That ought to do it. Well, far be it from me to blow off your homework. Mom squinted at the calendar, then frowned. Huh. I actually have my annual mammogram scheduled for Monday. I need to switch that. It's the same time as your field trip. Ooh, don't do that. You should go to your appointment. I'm sure they have plenty. You should go to your appointment. I'm sure they have plenty of other. Ava, Mom folded her arms. You are not getting out of this field trip. I'll go on the field trip by myself, Ava blurted. She thought fast. I'm just tired today. I was nervous. But I did the balance beam in gym for practice, and I think it's going to be fun. But I want to do it on my own. She did her best to look brave and independent. I wanted to prove to myself I can do it. And if you're there chaperoning, really? Mom looked at her. Ava made a decision. If risking her life swinging around in the trees of a bunch of flimsy cables was the only way to get her mom to go to the doctor, that was that. She'd go to the stupid trip so Mom would go to the doctor. Really? Ava nodded. I'm sure. They have enough chaperones anyway. They always sign up extras. Mom smiled at Ava. All right then. You go off on your adventure and I'll go to my appointment. And you can tell your health teacher we all did our homework. Oh, thank you. Ava forgot to sound casual. I mean, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. I think they are hoping the parents who don't take care of stuff will get reminded when kids ask. Mom nodded. Not a bad idea, actually. She closed the dishwasher and tipped her head to look at Ava again. You know, I'm really proud of you, working through your anxiety like this. Ava nodded. I was kind of stressed earlier, but I'm fine now, she said. Then she added in her head, I will I will be anyway, as soon as I know you're all right. Hmm. The next chapter is titled Chicken Poop Bingo. So I am not exactly sure what that one is about. So make sure that you do your reading response today, and I will see some of the family in the Zoom at 10, and the afternoon class, my afternoon class will be Zooming, and all of the family tomorrow at 10. Have a good day, guys.